pulled his attention for barely a second, but sufficient time for the car to enter the bend. As he returned his eyes to the road, his heart dropped to his stomach. He buried the brake pedal into the floor and the front wheels locked. The Maestro slid across the rain-slicked tarmac, the steering wheel of no use to him. If he'd hit the brakes a split second earlier, the point of impact would have been different. The finest of margins. But he didn't. The Maestro launched from a low berm on the outer edge of the lane. All 4 tyres lost contact with the road, and the residue momentum propelled the car towards a 5-bar gate. That gate had only been replaced 2 weeks before, its wooden predecessor finally losing the battle with rot. The replacement was unforgiving. Metal struck metal as the steel gate and the body of the Maestro became entwined. A steel cross-section snapped away, and the jagged end pierced the car's windscreen. Silence. He could feel the wetness, the warmth. He could see the length of steel tubing embedded in his chest, just below his collarbone. If it had been on the left rather than the right, he knew he'd already be dead. As he could barely catch a breath, it was a scant consolation. He knew his time was short, but he wasn't scared of what awaited him. He was scared of what awaited his wife and his young daughter. Husband, daddy, neither home tonight, neither home ever again. His breath was almost spent, and his life expectancy could only be measured in seconds. He smelt earth and petrol, a flicker of yellow light reflected in the rear-view mirror. Fire, he thought. His eyelids flickered and his chest stopped moving. The final seconds. As he prepared to leave, he felt a presence. Help, maybe? Too late, he thought. A voice whispered, although he couldn't be sure if it was just his imagination, a cruel trick played by an air-starved brain. "We will watch over her." It was the last sound he heard, the final question his mind would ever pose. Who are you? He died without an answer. The Maestro and its occupant were reduced to skeletons by the ensuing fire. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Beth Baxter's bedroom, present day. Chapter 1. I used to love bedtime. I'd lie in my childhood bed with my dad sitting beside me, and we'd pluck the prose from the pages of my favourite books. For half an hour every evening, we'd enter our own little fancy world. It was our time, our world. After my dad kissed me goodnight and turned out the light, I would snuggle beneath my duvet to dream of handsome princes, unicorns, and cats in hats. I was 7 years of age when my dad walked out of that bedroom for the final time. The man who filled my sky left an empty horizon. I had to read my own stories to fill the void he left behind. I grew into a solitary adolescent, content in my own company. With every passing year, memories of my dad, like my childhood dreams, slowly ebbed away. My love of books remained. At some point I passed seamlessly from teenager to young woman, but while my peers hankered for handsome young men on the beaches of Ayia Napa and Ibiza, I hankered for Orwell, Woolf, and the Brontes. My love of books became an obsession. Somehow, life then bowled past at a frightening pace. One moment I'm dressed in robes and a mortarboard standing on the steps of Durham University for our graduation photos, and the next I'm a 36-year-old woman living with Karl, a planning officer from Croydon. Whatever future I envisaged as a young woman, it probably wasn't this. "For fuck's sake, Beth, just let it go, will you?" I sit up in bed and cross my arms. "No, I won't," I snap. "I'm sick and tired of finding your dirty laundry scattered around the house." My 30-year-old fiancé rolls his eyes like a sulky teenager. "Whatever," he grumbles. "I'm tired." He rolls onto his side and pulls the duvet tight around him. The snores soon follow. And this is my life. It's been 1 month since Karl transitioned from boyfriend number 5 to fiancé.